بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful.
ألف لام ميم.
Alif, Lam, Mim.
غلبت الروم
The Byzantines have been defeated
في أدنى الأرض وهم من بعد غلبهم سيغلبون.
in the nearest land, but they, after their defeat, will overcome.
في بضع سنين لله الأمر من قبل ومن بعد ويومئذ يفرح المؤمنون.
Within 3 to 9 years. To Allah belongs the command before and after, and that day the believers will rejoice.
بنصر الله ينصر من يشاء وهو العزيز الرحيم.
In the victory of Allah, He gives victory to whom He wills, and He is the exalted in might, the merciful.
وعد الله لا يخلف الله وعده ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون.
It is the promise of Allah. Allah does not fail in His promise, but most of the people do not know.
يعلمون ظاهرا من الحياة الدنيا وهم عن الآخرة هم غافلون.
They know what is apparent of the worldly life, but they of the hereafter are unaware.
أولم يتفكروا في أنفسهم ما خلق الله السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وأجل مسمى وإن كثيرا من الناس بلقاء ربهم لكافرون.
Do they not contemplate within themselves? Allah has not created the heavens and the earth and what is between them except in truth and for a specified term. And indeed, many of the people, in the matter of the meeting with their Lord, are disbelievers.
أولم يسيروا في الأرض فينظروا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبلهم كانوا أشد منهم قوة وأثاروا الأرض وعمروها أكثر مما عمروها وجاءتهم رسلهم بالبينات فما كان الله ليظلمهم ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون.
Have they not traveled through the earth and observed how was the end of those before them? They were greater than them in power, and they plowed the earth and built it up more than they have built it up. And their messengers came to them with clear evidences. And Allah would not ever have wronged them, but they were wronging themselves.
ثم كان عاقبة الذين أساءوا السوء أن كذبوا بآيات الله وكانوا بها يستهزئون.
Then the end of those who did evil was the worst consequence, because they denied the signs of Allah and used to ridicule them.
الله يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده ثم إليه ترجعون.
Allah begins creation, then He will repeat it. Then to Him you will be returned.
ويوم تقوم الساعة يبلس المجرمون.
And the day the hour appears, the criminals will be in despair.
ولم يكن لهم من شركائهم شفعاء وكانوا بشركائهم كافرين.
And there will not be for them, among their alleged partners, any intercessors, and they will then be disbelievers in their partners.
ويوم تقوم الساعة يومئذ يتفرقون.
And the day the hour appears, that day they will become separated.
فأما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فهم في روضة يحبرون.
And as for those who had believed and done righteous deeds, they will be in a garden of paradise, delighted.
وأما الذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا ولقاء الآخرة فأولئك في العذاب محضرون.
But as for those who disbelieved and denied our verses and the meeting of the hereafter, those will be brought into the punishment to remain.
فسبحان الله حين تمسون وحين تصبحون.
So exalted is Allah when you reach the evening and when you reach the morning.
وله الحمد في السماوات والأرض وعشيا وحين تظهرون.
And to Him is due all praise throughout the heavens and the earth, and exalted is He at night and when you are at noon.
يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي ويحيي الأرض بعد موتها وكذلك تخرجون.
He brings the living out of the dead and brings the dead out of the living and brings to life the earth after its lifelessness, and thus will you be brought out.
ومن آياته أن خلقكم من تراب ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون.
And of His signs is that He created you from dust. Then suddenly you were human beings dispersing throughout the earth.
ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون.
And of His signs is that He created for you from yourselves mates that you may find tranquility in them. And He placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who give thought.
ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين.
And of His signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth and the diversity of your languages and your colors. Indeed, in that are signs for those of knowledge.
ومن آياته منامكم بالليل والنهار وابتغاؤكم من فضله إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يسمعون.
And of His signs is your sleep by night and day, and your seeking of His bounty. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who listen.
ومن آياته يريكم البرق خوفا وطمعا وينزل من السماء ماء فيحيي به الأرض بعد موتها إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يعقلون.
And of His signs is that He shows you the lightning, causing fear and aspiration, and He sends down rain from the sky, by which He brings to life the earth after its lifelessness. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who use reason.
ومن آياته أن تقوم السماء والأرض بأمره ثم إذا دعاكم دعوة من الأرض إذا أنتم تخرجون.
And of His signs is that the heaven and earth remain by His command. Then when He calls you with a single call from the earth, immediately you will come forth.
وله من في السماوات والأرض كل له قانتون.
And to Him belongs whoever is in the heavens and earth. All are to Him devoutly obedient.
وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده وهو أهون عليه وله المثل الأعلى في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم.
And it is He who begins creation, then He repeats it, and that is even easier for Him. To Him belongs the highest attribute in the heavens and earth, and He is the exalted in might, the wise.
ضرب لكم مثلا من أنفسكم هل لكم مما ملكت أيمانكم من شركاء فيما رزقناكم فأنتم فيه سواء تخافونهم كخيفتكم أنفسكم كذلك نفصل الآيات لقوم يعقلون.
He presents to you an example from yourselves. Do you have among those whom your right hands possess any partners in what we have provided for you, so that you are equal therein and would fear them as you fear of one another within a partnership? Thus do we detail the verses for a people who use reason.
بل اتبع الذين ظلموا أهواءهم بغير علم فمن يهدي من أضل الله وما لهم من ناصرين.
But those who wrong follow their own desires without knowledge. Then who can guide one whom Allah has sent astray? And for them there are no helpers.
فأقم وجهك للدين حنيفا فطرة الله التي فطر الناس عليها لا تبديل لخلق الله ذلك الدين القيم ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون.
So direct your face toward the religion, inclining to truth. Adhere to the fitrah of Allah upon which He has created all people. No change should there be in the creation of Allah. That is the correct religion, but most of the people do not know.
منيبين إليه واتقوه وأقيموا الصلاة ولا تكونوا من المشركين.
Adhere to it, turning in repentance to Him, and fear Him and establish prayer, and do not be of those who associate others with Allah.
من الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا كل حزب بما لديهم فرحون.
Or of those who have divided their religion and become sects, every faction rejoicing in what it has.
وَإِذَا مَسَّ النَّاسَ ضُرٌّ دَعَوْا رَبَّهُم مُنِيبِينَ إِلَيْهِ ثُمَّ إِذَا أَذَاقَهُم مِّنْهُ رَحْمَةً إِذَا فَرِيقٌ مِّنْهُم بِرَبِّهِمْ يُشْرِكُونَ.
And when adversity touches the people, they call upon their Lord, turning in repentance to Him. Then when He lets them taste mercy from Him, at once a party of them associate others with their Lord.
لِيَكْفُرُوا بِمَا آتَيْنَاهُمْ فَتَمَتَّعُوا فَسَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ.
So that they will deny what we have granted them. Then enjoy yourselves, for you are going to know.
أَمْ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ سُلْطَانًا فَهُوَ يَتَكَلَّمُ بِمَا كَانُوا بِهِ يُشْرِكُونَ.
Or have we sent down to them an authority, and it speaks of what they were associating with Him?
وَإِذَا أَذَقْنَا النَّاسَ رَحْمَةً فَرِحُوا بِهَا وَإِن تُصِبْهُمْ سَيِّئَةٌ بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ إِذَا هُمْ يَقْنَطُونَ.
And when we let the people taste mercy, they rejoice therein. But if evil afflicts them for what their hands have put forth, immediately they despair.
أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ وَيَقْدِرُ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ.
Do they not see that Allah extends provision for whom He wills and restricts it? Indeed, in that are signs for a people who believe.
فآت ذا القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ذلك خير للذين يريدون وجه الله وأولئك هم المفلحون.
So give the relative his right, as well as the needy and the traveler. That is best for those who desire the countenance of Allah, and it is they who will be the successful.
وَمَا آتَيْتُم مِّن رِّبًا لِّيَرْبُوَ فِي أَمْوَالِ النَّاسِ فَلَا يَرْبُو عِندَ اللَّهِ وَمَا آتَيْتُم مِّن زَكَاةٍ تُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَ اللَّهِ فَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُضْعِفُونَ.
And whatever you give for interest to increase within the wealth of people will not increase with Allah. But what you give in zakah, desiring the countenance of Allah, those are the multipliers.
الله الذي خلقكم ثم رزقكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم هل من شركائكم من يفعل من ذلكم من شيء سبحانه وتعالى عما يشركون.
Allah is the one who created you, then provided for you, then will cause you to die, and then will give you life. Are there any of your partners who does anything of that? Exalted is He, and high above what they associate with Him.
ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس ليذيقهم بعض الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون.
Corruption has appeared throughout the land and sea by reason of what the hands of people have earned, so He may let them taste part of the consequence of what they have done, that perhaps they will return to righteousness.
قل سيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبل كان أكثرهم مشركين.
Say, O Muhammad, travel through the land and observe how was the end of those before. Most of them were associators of others with Allah.
فأقم وجهك للدين القيم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا مرد له من الله يومئذ يصدعون.
So direct your face toward the correct religion before a day comes from Allah of which there is no repelling. That day they will be divided.
من كفر فعليه كفره ومن عمل صالحا فلأنفسهم يمهدون.
Whoever disbelieves, upon him is the consequence of his disbelief. And whoever does righteousness, they are for themselves preparing.
ليجزي الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من فضله إنه لا يحب الكافرين.
That he may reward those who have believed and done righteous deeds out of his bounty. Indeed, he does not like the disbelievers.
ومن آياته أن يرسل الرياح مبشرات وليذيقكم من رحمته ولتجري الفلك بأمره ولتبتغوا من فضله ولعلكم تشكرون.
And of his signs is that he sends the winds as bringers of good tidings, and to let you taste his mercy, and so the ships may sail at his command, and so you may seek of his bounty, and perhaps you will be grateful.
ولقد أرسلنا من قبلك رسلا إلى قومهم فجاءوهم بالبينات فانتقمنا من الذين أجرموا وكان حقا علينا نصر المؤمنين.
And we have already sent messengers before you to their peoples, and they came to them with clear evidences. Then we took retribution from those who committed crimes, and incumbent upon us was support of the believers.
الله الذي يرسل الرياح فتثير سحابا فيبسطه في السماء كيف يشاء يجعله كسفا فترى الودق يخرج من خلاله فإذا أصاب به من يشاء من عباده إذا هم يستبشرون.
It is Allah who sends the winds, and they stir the clouds and spread them in the sky however He wills. And He makes them fragments, so you see the rain emerge from within them. And when He causes it to fall upon whom He wills of His servants, immediately they rejoice.
وَإِن كَانُوا مِن قَبْلِ أَن يُنَزَّلَ عَلَيْهِم مِّن قَبْلِهِ لَمُبْلِسِينَ.
Although they were, before it was sent down upon them, before that in despair.
فانظر إلى آثار رحمة الله كيف يحيي الأرض بعد موتها إن ذلك لمحيي الموتى وهو على كل شيء قدير.
So observe the effects of the mercy of Allah, how He gives life to the earth after its lifelessness. Indeed, that same one will give life to the dead, and He is over all things competent.
وَلَئِنْ أَرْسَلْنَا رِيحًا فَرَأَوْهُ مُصْفَرًّا لَظَلُّوا مِنْ بَعْدِهِ يَكْفُرُونَ.
But if we should send a bad wind, and they saw their crops turned yellow, they would remain thereafter disbelievers.
فإنك لا تسمع الموتى ولا تسمع الصم الدعاء إذا ولوا مدبرين.
So indeed, you will not make the dead hear, nor will you make the deaf hear the call when they turn their backs, retreating.
وما أنت بهاد العمي عن ضلالتهم إن تسمع إلا من يؤمن بآياتنا فهم مسلمون.
And you cannot guide the blind away from their error. You will only make hear those who believe in our verses, so they are Muslims in submission to Allah.
الله الذي خلقكم من ضعف ثم جعل من بعد ضعف قوة ثم جعل من بعد قوة ضعفا وشيبة يخلق ما يشاء وهو العليم القدير.
Allah is the one who created you from weakness, then made after weakness strength, then made after strength weakness and white hair. He creates what He wills, and He is the knowing, the competent.
ويوم تقوم الساعة يقسم المجرمون ما لبثوا غير ساعة كذلك كانوا يؤفكون.
And the day the hour appears, the criminals will swear they had remained but an hour. Thus they were deluded.
وقال الذين أوتوا العلم والإيمان لقد لبثتم في كتاب الله إلى يوم البعث فهذا يوم البعث ولكنكم كنتم لا تعلمون.
But those who were given knowledge and faith will say, you remained the extent of Allah's decree until the day of resurrection. And this is the day of resurrection, but you did not use to know.
فيومئذ لا ينفع الذين ظلموا معذرتهم ولا هم يستعتبون.
So that day, their excuse will not benefit those who wronged, nor will they be asked to appease Allah.
ولقد ضربنا للناس في هذا القرآن من كل مثل ولئن جئتهم بآية ليقولن الذين كفروا إن أنتم إلا مبطلون.
And we have certainly presented to the people in this Quran from every kind of example. But O Muhammad, if you should bring them a sign, the disbelievers will surely say, you believers are but falsifiers.
كذلك يطبع الله على قلوب الذين لا يعلمون.
Thus does Allah seal the hearts of those who do not know.
فاصبر إن وعد الله حق ولا يستخفنك الذين لا يوقنون.
So be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah is truth, and let them not disquiet you who are not certain in faith.